Mini enthusiasts, how are you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're well and I hope you're having a great day. Look, I'm not working on a Mini. That's a Stromberg carburettor. I'm actually building it up for a friend. So today's video is on the Mini. We're on the Racing Green. I'm going to be messing up, fitting the window regulators, and I'm going to clean up the carpets and get them refitted into the car. But tonight is the night before National Mini Cooper Day at Bewley. So I'm taking down PL. I don't actually think I'd done the show last year. I can't remember. Pretty sure I didn't do the show last year. So I'm going down in PL. I've got it MOT'd this week. It's taxed, it's insured. I haven't driven it since probably September. So I'm really looking forward to getting out and doing some miles. And of course, there's lots of bits and bobs which I forgot to order, which I don't have, which as I'm refitting bits on the car, I don't think are good enough to go back on. So be a bit of a shopping spree tomorrow. Hopefully I can pick up some savings and save on some postage. Hopefully I'll get to see some of you down there. If not, and you're there and I missed you, I hope you have a great day. Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get on it. Right, on the previous video on Mark's Cooper S build, he did start out the video by saying, I'm going to show you how I fit the window regulators. And it wasn't in the footage, or I lost it or something like that anyway, but I know a couple of people wanted to know. So I got to the point, I've got the door handle back on, I've got the lock back together. We're ready for the window regulator to go in now. I've waxed all the inside of the door. I have cleaned up all my glass. I worked out quite well actually. I bought one set of the door channels at the bottom because on one side I had the front bit gone, on the other side I had the back bit. So what it worked out, I only needed one set to do both sides of the car. So I cleaned up all the glass. I have cleaned up this regulator and given it a light grease. As Mark would have said on his video, you've got to be careful, not too much grease because the window goes down here. As soon as you get grease on there, it brushes up against the window and then you're forever trying to get grease out of the car. Now these are sided as far as I know. Luckily I marked mine, so you need to make sure they go back on the same side. And when we're fitting it on the car, so we will actually be fitting it, if you can imagine, that's from the outside of the door in, so it goes in that direction. You've got these runners at the bottom, all these clips. These have got springs on them, so you push them down and they fit into the runners here. Now we will grease these up in a moment, but I'll probably wait and I'll grease them up on the car just so there's no chance of me getting grease all over my hands. And the position that you want to insert it back in is around about sort of that position with the winder. You can see on there I've marked NS, so near side. But first thing we're going to do, mask up this frame because you've got to insert the window down in that direction. Very, very easy to damage it. And it's worth as well, if you've got a block of wood, just fitting it down in there, giving yourself a bit of extra space so you're not fighting against it. So I'm going to mask that up. The first thing we'll do, we need to put the window channel rubber back in. Got a brand new one of them. I'll get that in, get the frame masked up, and then we literally just lower the window down into place and then we'll fit the regulator back on. Right, so we've got our window masked up. I've got 3 layers of masking tape on there. Cannot stress how important it is to do around here. You will scratch your paintwork if you don't do it. And this, I've got a block in there. This obviously doesn't need to be this wide, but it just does make it a lot easier putting the regulator in. When you take that block out, it'll all bend back anyway. And then on the inside, I've just cleaned up most of the sealer around the aperture where the mechanism goes in. So let's carefully get this window in. What we're going to do, we're going to put it in vertical, twist it round. It will then, the rubber itself, friction of the rubber will hold it into place while we're messing around getting the regulator in place. Right, so see what I mean? You're brushing up against the window as you're lowering it down in between. That's just sitting there now, just with friction. I now need to get the regulator. You clip in the front first, little bit of wiggling around and manoeuvring around, clip in the rear. Try not to make too much of a meal of this, it is a bit fiddly. Make sure you've got the winder on there so you can manipulate the mechanism. So there's the front end in, and like I say, we can manipulate the mechanism then to get the back end in. And we're just about there. All I need to do now is go around and seal this back up. So I've got a roll of the, I can't remember what it's called, I'll think about it in a minute. And then rather than trying to get this in without damaging it, I'd put it on and then I can go round and just squeeze it in behind. Right, just to prove I'm not perfect, take two. I actually fitted it upside down. I fitted it that way round. I'm such a numpty. And then I'm thinking, why is the window winder over this side? So let's do it again. So we got it in the down position. First thing we want to do is just clip this one in. That's quite simple. And then what we can do carefully, if you lower the window down now, then you get it into a position where you should be able to clip the other one in. There we go. Sorry if that's quite hard to see. And now they sort of expand out, and you can start to lower it all down. I should have probably masked up. You do have to be careful up here as well, because you get quite close with this bit. There we go, bit of a faff. I've got to get the screws in now and then we're pretty much done. Right, I do apologise because I am just cracking on and getting stuff done. I'm refitting the wheel arches at the moment. I have lost the wheel arch. I fitted three, I went up into the loft, got the fourth one out, and I don't know what I've done with it. I've spent half hour searching, gave up, went indoors, come back out, still can't find it. It's disappeared. I'll find it eventually. On the arches, when it comes to actually pulling the rivet through, as you can see, you can't actually get the tool flush on there without damaging the plastic. I mean, you could probably faff around and do it, but like I say, I'm pretty sure you'd damage the plastic. So what I do is I basically take the rivet and then you find something to space the rivet out with. So let me just show you. So I put like a nut on like that end like that. This one might need two. And then obviously I then insert it into the riveter. And then that gives you that little bit more clearance. Right, so I decided to keep the original carpets in there. I was toying with buying an MPI carpet for a while because they cover up more of the interior. They're quite nice and they've got soundproofing built into them. But this original carpet is not too bad a condition, to be honest. The benefit of this stuff as well, it's like foam backed, so it doesn't actually like close self foam, so it doesn't retain the water that much. So we're going to steam clean that off. It's a lovely sunny day today. I reckon that'll be dry in a few hours. So we are using, I'm literally just using Demon Shine snow foam. So it's 50 ml of snow foam in there and water, and this is in like an air pressure sprayer, so there's a little dangly bit inside there which rotates around and agitates as you're sort of cleaning it, but of course you need an airline, but it is quite effective. Right, so I've just started by damping down the carpet, and now we'll give it a clean. It's actually really effective at getting the dirt out. Then the last step is just pressure washing it off. Now all we need to do is hang it up to dry. So like I say, the good bit is, because it's like a closed self-foam backing, it doesn't actually retain much water. So I reckon 20 minutes dripping off here, and then a few hours in the sun, and that'll be dry. Right, just let me do the other bits of the carpets, then we'll be done. Right, there, those carpets done. They've come out really well. I've had just on these slide bits, these are for the original seats, I've just put a bit of satin black over them just to tidy them up. You'll notice they're missing from the middle. They're all broken up, but my seats I've got in the car don't use them, so they're not needed at all. You can see the indentations where the subframes go. The carpet come out pretty well actually. The only bit I'd say is like this side, it's a little bit threadbare, but it's the original carpet. The only thing I probably am going to do, I'll lay this in for the moment, but I'll probably get some additional soundproofing. It's almost dry, as you can see. That's been out in the sun for a few hours now. But yeah, come out really good. Right then, that's our carpet back in the car. It looks really good. I do just have to glue the edges, and I've got the side bits to go on as well, but I didn't have any carpet glue, so I've ordered some off eBay. Really pleased with that. Got my plaque on now, the John Cooper conversion plaque, and I ordered a new walnut gear lever because obviously if you watch the videos, the walnut interior furniture, apart from the door cappings, all got flooded with water and was all no good. So I've got a gear lever, sorry, a handbrake lever, and I've ordered the walnut door pulls as well because as you'd see on PL, it's got walnut cappings, walnut handles. These are quite unique. I think those were only sort of on the John Cooper Garage's car, these sort of alloy bits here, and then the alloy door handle, so it will match PL, which is what it should do. Really eager to get things like the steering wheel back in, but I need to sort out some of the electrics. I need a new wiper stalk and things like that. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, do please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you again on the next one.